Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we find SirHamer playing the Tier 10 German, what I call heavy destroyer Elbing, which is in a lot of ways maybe a little bit more like a cruiser than a destroyer. It's a very big destroyer and has really hard hitting guns. Now, I haven't watched this, so we're going to be learning all about this together. I'll just read you the well, it's a paragraph and a half or so. And we'll just start with that. Well, I'm going to read you what SirHamer sent to me along with this replay. Quote, got a replay for you. This game showcases what the Elbing can do if left unchecked. I absolutely terrorize these battleships, and I'm completely alone for the second half of the game, managing to hold the cap anyway. Things to note. 1. The Elbing is a hard boat to play. In some games, the matchmaker guarantees that you will have a bad game. That's a feature. Because of this, you have to play to the boat's strengths. Harass big ships and make them feel your presence. Do not try to out-DD a full HP DD. You will lose. Notice I go to the flank without even trying to cap it first. Don't want that DD fight. 2. This clip has a really good example of what I consider an advanced DD trick. Shoot before you pop your smoke to bait people into shooting back at you. This will spot them through your smoke if you are close enough, allowing you to farm people without anyone having to spot for you. I do it successfully twice in this clip. Would be a great trick for some of our less experienced DD players to learn. And I guess there's a lesson for our BB players too. Don't fall for that trick. You're probably going to miss your shot, and then you're going to be spotted for the next 20 seconds getting farmed with nothing to shoot at. End quote. All right, so those are SirHamer's thoughts, at least the ones that he shared with me, about the Elbing in general and this game specifically. Now you can see that he's currently on the 2 line and maybe heading out to the 1 line. As I generally do, we'll take a look at the matchmaker. There is a little bit of radar to be concerned with. Got Worcester and Alaska. And of course, he is terribly outspotted by Shimakazu, but also outspotted by both the Holland and the Kid. But this AP, if he's able to get people broadsides, especially these cruisers, it is devastating. Now, if you haven't run into one of these, yeah, you do not want to show this thing your broadside. If you are in a cruiser, especially, but it is also true of battleships. So we got some torpedoes out. They're not very fast. They hit fairly hard. And his positioning for the torpedoes looks pretty good, at least to me. I mean, he's got Rune heading in there, and he's got a nice wide spread. So even if Rune turns, he may still eat one. And I'm kind of wondering if maybe Rune's got his hydro active. We'll see. Okay, so Rune is turning out. Amagi is showing some side. Yep. So he switches to the Amagi. Now let's see. You don't want to hit the torpedo belt. A little bit of damage there on the Amagi. And the Napoli, well, he's putting his life at risk right here. This AP at this range against a cruiser can be devastating. Oh, Napoli, you got really lucky there, buddy. And you can see just getting a chance to get the AP to work, he's almost at 20,000 damage. Just like that. And we're going to see the torpedoes go back out, and maybe he can catch that Napoli with the torps. Well, good guys are down at Kagero, bad guys are down at Rune, and Napoli is going to show his broadside again, running out of the smoke. There's 5,200 damage. But probably a good idea of for the Napoli not to sit there in the smoke, because if he had, that probably would have been the end of him. A little bit more damage, but Napoli was angled fairly well there. Smoke is about to go down. Might have been able to get that last volley off, but opted to hold fire. And you can see the Napoli is turning back, which is nuts because he's got a Musashi right there. That Musashi catches him, and that's all over. I don't know if that was Zeton or Musashi that put that shot on the Napoli, but it didn't do much. And our hero is going to put some more torpedoes out. I'm guessing the Napoli's probably going to turn away. We'll see. Those torpedoes look pretty good if they've got the range. Might land one on the nose. A midship, still not too bad, sitting at just shy of 36,000 damage. It's a good thing those torpedoes weren't tracking him, because the Elbing is not a maneuverable destroyer. Next time he turns, or if he turns around especially, check out how slow the rudder shift is and how big a circle the ship makes. But true to what he said in his message to me, he's not giving up this flank. He's going to get right in close on the Napoli, fire, smoke, and then let the Napoli's guns keep him spotted. I think the Napoli might eat one. He does fire and then smokes. 5 pens. Oh yeah, Napoli's in big trouble here from the torpedo. Yeah, and then follow that up with 42 or 4,300 from the guns. Napoli's in big trouble. There's another 2,800. And Napoli is on the map edge and really struggling here. A little bit more damage, and maybe now hoping for a torpedo to land home. Yeah, now look at how this thing turns. Yeah, it's it is very cruiser-esque. I know, that's not a word. Ta-da! Nicely done, SirHamer. There you go. Now you can really see what this thing does when it's turning. Not a very pinpoint turn. Painfully slow. Looks like Musashi just hit that Amagi pretty hard. Both teams now down 4 ships. Good guys are down to Montana, Jambar, Rune, and Figueroa. And the bad guys are down to Bismarck, Napoli, courtesy of SirHamer, Rune, and Shimakaza. Switches to the HE, trying to get the Amagi burning. Hoping to take advantage of his own smoke there, what's left of it, for the next 5 seconds. Maybe get a fire started. No. Now, really, SirHamer's in a position to be able to push in here. You know, you can see on the minimap, Holland and Kidd are both over in Charlie. In fact, they're on, or not Charlie, Delta. They're on the far side of Delta. And I think what you were saying there was a Gunther Lutien's special ability based on spotting. I think I'd probably turn the HE off. Or not the HE, the anti-aircraft. Amagi's got a plane in the air. I don't think I'd want to have myself get spotted by aircraft. Don't shoot, don't shoot. Well, the Amagi might fire back. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't shoot because Amagi may start turning in, but nope. Amagi turned out, actually. So, really no harm done. And he got an extra volley, so good on you, SirHamer. There's 3,000 damage. This Amagi's in big trouble. I expect this is probably going to be a SirHamer kill here. 2,800. And the Amagi. Was he starting to heal there? Still room to back out of the smoke and get a look at the Amagi. But with a minute to go on the smoke, our hero decides that he'll just put the torpedoes in the water. Maybe not a bad idea. I mean, he is literally over on this side of the map by himself. $2,200. Open for a fire now. Kind of surprised the Amagi's sticking with the AP at this point when it seems fairly obvious. I mean, it has to be fairly obvious to him that the entire rest of your team is on the other half of the map. Just a little high. Putting that AP back to work on the broadside of the Amagi. That's 2,000. And time for the torpedoes to be back up. And that's more like it. 4,300 damage on the Amagi. And the smoke, will it break line of sight or is it gone? No, it's gone. 5,800 damage. And this is potentially it for the Amagi. It's trying to turn out now to mitigate some of that damage. But I think it's too late. You can see Thunderer pushed into Alpha. Down goes Amagi. Now Thunderer's guns, you know he's got HE loaded. And he may get off a shot. Still aimed right this way. Okay, no, oh my goodness. AP from a Thunderer. Well, he may have had it loaded hoping to get the Zeton or the Musashi, but all right, Thunder is going to show broadside. Our hero's got a smoke to use. And Thunderer, if he turns, well, he's showing broadside to Zeton, Musashi, maybe even Lennon. But he is turning. And that's going to put him right in line with some torpedoes. Now, it depends upon how far he turns. I mean, if he just turns all the way and comes to this outside edge of between these two islands, he may be fine. Another Gunter Lutjen's special ability. And Thunderer he's just going to turn all the way around and say to heck with this. Oh, but he's turning back. And he may eat a torpedo right on the nose. Nope, nope. We'll see. He did. No flood, though. Now that is a shame. Meanwhile, the good guys have just completely mopped up on the other side of the map. 6 more seconds until the torpedoes are back up. So, really a pretty good example of what this ship is kind of all about. Use the guns. Look for broadsides. Because, as you can see, even against a battleship, this AP is no joke. That's kill number 3, sitting at just shy of 150,000 damage. And this is going to end rather abruptly when the Minnesota gets sunk. So I will say, SirHamer, really well played. Thanks for sending this in. And thanks for the description. Really appreciate that. Those of you joining me, thanks. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.